On guys, this is Ripex from the World of Ripex, and yesterday I celebrated the 19th birthday of the Dreamcast, Sega Dreamcast, and I just wanted to share my Dreamcast launch day memory because I've been thinking about it and been a little, nostalgic. So I was a huge Sega fan. Even though the Saturn did really bad, I was a huge fan because I was a huge Virtua Fighter fan. Still am a huge Virtua Fighter fan. But I loved Virtua Fighter. Loved it. And then Virtua Fighter 2 came out for the Saturn, and I was hooked. And I remember a lot of times me and my friend, we would drive like 45 minutes to any place, that we just heard had a Virtua Fighter 3 cabinet when it came out. And we finally found one on base. And it was freaking incredible. So when I heard it was going to be on Dreamcast, I was like, I'm getting a Dreamcast definitely. But Dreamcast was just for its time, it was awesome. And it's still pretty awesome because, emulators and stuff, I still play it today. I still play some games on the emulator today. And I'm like, it's still a fun, colorful game. We're lost in a mismatch of brown and green, grubby, dredgy war games now. But I tell you what, the Dreamcast was the last of the arcade, awesome, colorful, fun games. Because, of course, the PS2, although they had a lot of fun games, they got really, really serious. Some of the games, they were serious games. And Dreamcast was really a lot about fun. And it had a lot of fun games. So anyway, I worked at GameStop. I was chosen to work the Dreamcast launch for the GameStop. Because, of course, I was a huge fan, and I kept asking them, and they're like, well, I guess if someone's going to drive pre-sales for Dreamcast, it'd be this guy. So I worked it, and I remember I had to work the day of the launch, which for me was awesome. I was excited because the Dreamcast was launching, and I was going to be playing a Dreamcast that day. I worked 7 to 3, so at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, buddy, me and Dreamcast, and I knew there was a long line, so I got all my stuff. And my manager that morning, it was just me and her opening. And she was like, so are you getting a Dreamcast today? I said, oh yeah, I got all my stuff, because we had to bag it all with the tickets and stuff. So when someone came in, they said, my name is Jimmy McNuts. I'd just go and grab their bag and stuff. And I was like, yeah. So she's like, well, I'll tell you what, go ahead and get your bag and bring it up here now, and I'll ring you out right now before we even open the doors. And that way, when you leave at 3, all you got to do is check out, which is basically us showing them what's in the bag to show we didn't steal anything. So I was like, cool. And I did that and paid for it. And then at 3 o'clock, got my stuff checked out. I was walking across the road. I actually lived across the street from the mall. And there was a main road, and then there was a dinky road. And the dinky road is actually what I had to cross to get to where I was living. So it was actually pretty sweet. And so I was halfway across the street, and my boy Jason pulled up in his truck, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, Dreamcast, son? And he's like, yeah, I know. I'm going to get one tomorrow or something. So I jumped in the truck. He gave me a ride the rest of the way home. We came home, pulled it out of the box. It's just beautiful, amazing white console, just shiny and beautiful. We hooked it up. For the launch, I got the console. I got 2 controllers, 2 VMUs, of course, and 1 game, Soul Calibur, because I really couldn't afford anything after that. So we played the power generator, the generator disc, which had a bunch of demo discs on it, and it was fun. And we were like, wow, man, this is freaking crazy. And then we popped in Soul Calibur, and our freaking minds were rocked because that game was freaking awesome, and it looked freaking far beyond everything that had come before it. It was freaking incredibly awesome. And we just spent the rest of that day playing that game. It even had a thing in there called Profile or something, where you could just go and see close-up shots of them, and you could choose their lines, and they would just speak their lines. You would see their mouths moving when they speak their lines, and we were like, holy crap, this is like the most incredible thing ever made. And we would just do that. That's how awesome the game was. We could just watch the characters talking, and we were like, wow, that's awesome. So it was incredible. I had so many great Sega Dreamcast memories since then, and I'll probably make a video about that too. Why not? But I was feeling nostalgic because, happy birthday Dreamcast. So if you guys have any Dreamcast memories you want to share in the comments below, go for it. Or not, it's America, whatever, you do what you want. But until next time, this is Rebex from the world of Rebex, reminding you that no matter what you do, make sure you rip.